All right. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about search engine optimization. And personally, I believe that a good SEO beats having browse features promote your video heavily. I know people will argue with me on this, but videos with good SEO have consistent, views, and they grow very organically. And with time, they actually gain more views. So today we're going to address that so that you make sure you are practicing the best search engine optimization uh, tips out there. All right, with me today we have Paul and Mariana. So you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mariana.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Mariana. I have a YouTube channel. I've had it for a little. I can't count. I started it like in the beginning of 2018. So it's been about 3 years, and it's been monetized for about 2 years. So it took about a year and a couple of months. It's about the outdoors. I do a lot of how-to videos as well as vlogs. I try to mix it up, and that's basically it. And I have my dog here saying hi.
What's your dog's name?
She probably knew. She's like introductions. And her name is Misha. All right, go away, dog. Go.
That's right.
Sorry.
Oh, that's hilarious. I want a dog now.
I got two.
You have 2 dogs?
They're fun. Yeah, 2 German Shepherds. They're fun.
Nice. Yeah, thanks guys for jumping on the live. My name's Paul in Toronto, Canada. My channel is all about photography and just talking with various people. And yeah, if you're into photography at all, come check me out. The handle's in the handle. And yeah, I think I need to get better at SEO. That's basically why I'm here.
Oh, and you are here to share your knowledge about SEO as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Totally. Wait, what does SEO stand for again?
I don't know.
Search engine.
We'll figure it out today.
Okay, that's a good start.
All right.
Explain what it is.
All right, guys. So search engine optimization. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about search engine optimization? Yeah, any of you?
Lots of keywords.
Keywords, okay.
Lots of keywords in the right places.
Well, to me, that's your key to finding people. That's your advertising without paying for advertising. All those things you do in hopes of, you got a video, how are people going to find it? So you have to put up these signs and say, come look at my video. And it's very, very similar if you have a website. You don't need to know like coding and a lot of things like that. Like there are programs out there where you could build your own website without any major knowledge. I've done it. And a lot of this will work similar, not the same, but similar. If you have an Instagram account and you're trying to reach people, a lot of the things will have very much the same things. So what you learn from YouTube, you could use in other places.
Very nice, very nice.
So which is a skill.
So which do you think is more important, the title or the description?
Of a YouTube video?
Yes.
I think the title is more important.
Okay.
Because no one's gonna look at the description without clicking on the title.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you click on the video and then you're gonna see the description. Then you may or may not read it.
Okay.
I agree. I think it's the title. The title is for people. The description is for YouTube.
Exactly.
You know, the description is super important. You could write a whole book about your video without giving away important stuff. You don't want them, you want them to watch your video, but you could write a lot of stuff in there. And that's how YouTube will push your video out more. YouTube will know more what your video is about. And people will sometimes click on it. I don't ever really click on a description. So a lot of people probably don't. So the title is what people will see first.
Okay. Yeah. So Evans is not here today. He said he might join us a little late.
He's in the comments.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
Okay.
just say what's up.
There you go.
Evans.
Okay,
He's
Evans.
getting ready for open shutter, actually.
We're waiting for you. Okay, so I learned this from him. He said to make sure, like, what he does is that whatever his title is, right, he will just copy the title and paste it in the description box before he starts writing his description, because what that does is that it helps the algorithm, it makes sure that the words you have in the description kind of match the words you have in the title. It might not make sense grammatically, but somehow the computer loves when you do that. So that's one easy way to get the algorithm on your side. Just copy the title, put it back in the description, and once some words repeat, you're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that. It makes sense.
Yep. I've been applying that. I learned it from Evans himself.
It actually makes a lot of sense, like based on what I've heard before, because they always say that you want to use you want to put all these keywords in your title, right? But you also want to have all these relevant keywords, even more. I think they said within the first 2 lines of your description or something. So might as well put the title there. That's going to be the easiest.
Yep. And then hashtags. You know that you can put up to 3 hashtags in the description. And you can only put up to 3 because the algorithm will only show up to 3 below your video. Right. So if your video is about outdoors, cooking, whatnot, just make the most of the hashtags, because those 3 are very important. If you put 4, it's only going to pick the first 3 in the description.
So how important is this? Because I knew some people do it. Some people put it on their channel. No one ever explained it to me, how important it is and what it does.
Well, the hashtags actually gets browse features to put your video randomly on play next. So if your hashtag says squirrel pot pie, right? This is a rare hashtag, right? Squirrel pot pie. If you put that in your video, it will show as one of the 3 hashtags under your video while your video is playing. And if somebody somewhere is watching a squirrel pot pie video, guess what they're gonna watch next? Your video. If there are not many people within that hashtag. But if you're competing with like if you just put photography, you are competing with a lot of people, but sometimes it gets to your turn. It's like probably the newest video that has been uploaded. Anytime you upload a video, there is some split seconds where you are the latest person to upload a video on YouTube. So for a moment, your score is really high, and then
take advantage.
Exactly, and then it depends on how it performs with the first 5 people or first 2 people who see it, and YouTube is like, nah, So those hashtags, I think they are key. Mr. B.
So I have a question. So does it matter if I put the hashtags in the beginning of the description or after I wrote everything?
I realized that it doesn't matter where I put it. The video, it still picks it up. The algorithm still picks up the first 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I will go back and redo all of my next.
I don't know if you have to, but yeah.
I'm gonna give it. It can't hurt. It cannot hurt.
It cannot hurt. Exactly. It cannot hurt. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna put the title too in the first line. And the other thing I'm gonna say this because other people probably struggle with it. A lot of times I struggle coming up with a good title, and I post in the group, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what and then people tell me the most simplest, perfect titles, and I'm like, why couldn't I think of it? Because you try to make it short. So now you could actually put maybe even an extended title in the beginning of your description, right? Not something that you really wanted to put, but you had to squeeze everything in.
Yep. Exactly. So how do you guys go about researching the title you want to use for a video? You guys want to share?
I try to think of really fancy words that people might use to search. Like the video I just did, like haunted. You have the word haunted, or explorer, urban explorer. Just words that people will use to search stuff.
Oh, nice. Hey, by the way, guys, Paul's latest video, the intro was killer. It was like a real horror movie, man. You guys need to go check it out. That's cool. Nice. How about you, Mariana? Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
We cannot hear you.
You're on mute.
I don't know. Must be a ghost here. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
What happened? Okay, sorry. So the way I in my opinion, the title, there are a sequence of things. So somebody's searching for something, how to make fried chicken, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or how to bake a chicken, whatever. Let's say how to make fried chicken. So they're gonna type it in the search, right? Sometimes they type it in Google. They type it in. So your title will be the first thing that will kind of pick it up, and vice versa. So you're gonna have all these videos that are gonna say how to make fried chicken, but a lot of times they're looking for more specific things, how to make fried chicken with parsley or whatever, whatever, right? So your title is the first thing to grab their attention. I think your next one is the thumbnail, and then they decide if they want to click on it. So the title, in my opinion, your title is a promise of what your video will be about.
Mm-hmm.
Your thumbnail is also a promise. That's why I hate, clickbait or anything that doesn't have anything to do with the video. I think that's just silly, right? Even the title, I think it's silly to put words in it, just because it's like a trendy search word, right? Just to get people, because they're gonna be like, okay, cool. And then they click on your video and they click away in like 5 to 10 seconds, or they leave a comment wouldn't hurt, but they just click away because it's not it. So I always, make long story short, I make my title where what is my video about, and like I said, that's why a lot of times I kind of have like a brain freeze, because I'm like, okay, I have a video, I went camping, I had 2 German Shepherds, and I was fishing, and I don't know how to make a title. It's like so simple, but I want those things in the title, so people, if they search for it, they'll find it, and I don't promise anything else. So that's how I look at it.
When you have over 100,000 subscribers, you can just get up and be like, oh, another Sunday afternoon. You still get all the views.
Yeah, but the problem is we don't have 100,000 subscribers.
I know.
We have to hustle and do everything. I mean, it's like this. You might have to do videos and all these posts and everything just to get, a $10 product for free, right?
Mm-hmm.
Celebrities, they will get paid, $50,000 for product placement. What that means is they will give me a cup and I will simply have it on my show, right in the video. I don't even do anything. I don't
You
mention
have to say anything about it.
Nothing. It's product placement because they have all those followers.
Yeah.
We're never going to get it because we don't have those followers. So I think one mistake.
Not yet.
Well, 100,000, I don't know. I'm not even aiming. I'm aiming for 2,600 is my next one, But yeah, we cannot compare ourselves for someone that has even 50,000 or 100. You really have to put in all the work.
A lot of work. Yeah. That's true. That's true. So the other day we were talking about making faces and stuff. I'm gonna try it and see. It's really not my style, but there are some topics, especially for the finance side. There are some topics which are like, big news or in the crash or something, like you got to be crashing. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna exactly graph all the way down, red arrow going down. It has to be a little bit, extra. So we'll see. Not necessarily my style, but yeah, we'll see about that. Okay. So here, let me show you guys this real quick. Those who probably are wondering, share screen. This
What are you
one.
sharing?
Uh,
This-
just the hashtags.
all right.
Shameless plug right here.
All right,
So
good. Might as
for
well.
for this video, right, the title of the video is SNDL stock. Will skyrocket after March 17th. This is a Canadian company that I made a video about, and in the description, as you can see, I put SNDL, sundial growers, and penny stocks because I know it only picks 3. And if you look right above the title, those hashtags are right there. Okay. Now, if you go to the analytics, people found it by searching for SNDL stock, SNDL sundial growers stock, sundial growers. But some people, all they do is they click on the hashtag, and it shows them all the videos related to that. And guess what? This is my video right here. You understand? So if somebody's looking for that stock in particular, they just click on the hashtag and they see the latest videos that did okay. And if your thumbnail is able to attract them enough, they might click on it. So that's the reason for the hashtags.
And if your hashtag is not there, then you're missing out.
You're missing out. You're not part of this group. Whenever they click on the hashtag, you don't even show up in the group. So even if you just use outdoors, right? Because the ranking is different. When I was scrolling down, I don't know. Let me see. There is a video that. Let me show it again one more time. Share screen. All right. There's a video that has 219 views, right? But it's one of the newest, 2 hours ago. If yours is the latest, even if your ranking is not very high, if you don't have a lot of subscribers and stuff, when they click on the hashtag, it will still show yours first. So even if you tag it outdoors, within a few seconds or some minutes, somebody's gonna see it in the hashtag.
So I have one question about this. Why didn't someone tell me about this like 2 years ago? Would have been nice. Never heard. I saw that some people say, put it in their channel. Had no clue if it makes any difference.
Right.
Never really heard anything, even about the description. I think somebody might have mentioned it, but I need explanation. Why? So if they just put it in there, I'm sorry, that's not enough for me.
Yeah, and I was looking at Mr. Beast's channel. I even made a video about this on my photography channel. He doesn't use tags. Okay,
he doesn't have to.
Exactly. He has millions. The moment he posts the videos, I'm sure he gets like 10 million notifications out within a few seconds. But then when I was studying some of his videos, I realized that at some point he had used some hashtags. And I'm like, like he doesn't use tags, but every now and then when he's trying to promote something, he uses a hashtag.
It's even more people coming.
Right. So when people are searching for that, and he's Mr. Beast, he has 53 million subscribers. So if he's on that hashtag and you click, guess who you're gonna see on the first page? You're gonna see him. Yeah. Okay. So what is the next topic? So I like how we just winged this.
Yeah, man. I
do want to say something about the title as a clickbait type of title.
Okay.
Because like I said, to me, I don't know, maybe other people don't agree with me, I don't know, but to me, the title is a promise. Like, this is what my video is about, and I better deliver, right? So in the group, and I'm not trying to put anyone down, because this person, I think he was a guy, he was trying to help me, right? But I want to bring this up. He some people even agreed with it, but I don't. So I put up one of these things like, oh my gosh, I don't know what title to put, right? I'm like, I went out in the snow, I went to a creek to fish, and I had 2 German Shepherds with me. Didn't catch a fish, but it was fun enjoying the outdoors. I had no idea how to put it together, right? And then people gave me some ideas, and I'm like, duh, it's perfect. So this one person came up with a title, and he put the word Mariana Trench in it.
Mm.
And I'm like, okay, thanks for helping me, but I'm not gonna use it. Like, I don't see, like, I think it's a horrible idea. That's my opinion, because Mariana Trench, which is like my name, that's why he put it there. It's spelled, I think, with one N. I'm not sure. It's the deepest, like, creek or trench or whatever in the earth. It's in the ocean, on the bottom of the ocean floor somewhere. And it's called Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the world. So I'm like, it has nothing to do with this creek, But he says, well, a lot of people will search for it because it's very, it's a well-known thing. And this is kind of like a trench, and it's water, so it's kind of like the ocean. So it was just a lot of this explanation, and I'm like, I was like, I don't want to do it, because then people will click on it, and they'll be like, where the heck is that trench? All I see is freaking creek with hardly any water in it. And then they're gonna click away, and it's gonna hurt my channel, and they're gonna be like, are you crazy? Like that's how I feel that it would be. So I think, I don't know, you guys agree with him, or you see
I have a comment. I have a comment on that. So instead of completely ignoring that, the truth is I have clicked on titles that I just kind of knew they were clickbait. You understand? Or I didn't know they were clickbait, but I clicked on it, and then I watched a person speak for just a few seconds, and then you kind of just vibe with a person. You just kind of flow with the person, right? And so there is that opportunity. You have that window to get a lot of people's eyes on you for a little bit. And you can even make a joke about it, like, oh, this is my own version of Mariana Trench. And, even some people even apologize at the end. Like, if you were expecting to see the trench here, I'm sorry about it, but this is what I created, and I'm happy you were here. And I understand where you're coming from, but in the world of a lot of competition to get your videos out there in front of people, sometimes it's okay to be a little extra, just not too much.
It would be a bunch of people. Maybe I get another 500 views, and then there's no speaking in the video. Anyways, it was like an ASMR video, just us and the sounds and everything. And it was an afterthought anyways, so I wouldn't even have had it in the video. I would think, I was for sure that my retention would go like this. After like a few seconds, they'll be like, this has nothing to do with the ocean or a trench or under the water or whatever. What the heck is this? Dislike, go away. The dislike, I don't care, but the view retention. So, and I understand what you're saying. And he was sort of explaining that. He said, you might have to just do a little extra to get your thing, your video out there. But it's just so against my I guess I'm stuck in my ways, and it's just so against.
I understand. If you're not comfortable with it, you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to do it. But what I'm saying is the result will not always be negative if the video you make is a good video in of itself. Sometimes you have an exam, you are searching for something, you end up finding something else, but it's interesting, and you watch the whole thing. So there's that possibility too. Evans in the house.
Yes. Sorry I'm late, guys.
It's okay.
Trying to get here on time.
At least you didn't do it like me, trying to zoom in the car, and then it was a disaster.
I know. I was thinking of joining while I was driving, but I said,
Yeah, you learn from my mistake.
Not worth it.
All right. So what I would say is this: I was listening to you guys coming in, and I think you guys have done a great job covering a lot of stuff, which is good. One thing I want to say is that most people think of SEO as an afterthought, right? But to be successful on YouTube, you need to live and breathe SEO on everything that you're doing, right? In my opinion, the SEO should start right from the time you even think about the video you want to make, right? You don't do the video before you start thinking about your SEO. I think you should start thinking about SEO as soon as you think about the next video you're going to record, even before you sit down to record it or even head out to go record it. You should be looking at SEO and how is this video idea that I have going to rank, right? And there's a lot of tools out there that can help you achieve that. And most of the time when we're trying to find topics and stuff, I think we struggle with coming up with topics that will be catchy and maybe bring in the views and the subs. And that's because we're always thinking of it as an afterthought, right? If we're thinking of it as part of the whole process, when you get down and you sit down to upload that video, you know what you're going to put, you know what tags you're going to put, you know what you're going to end up with. Now, I'm not saying I do it all the time, but I'm starting to learn to do it that way now. I don't know if I've told you guys about it. There's a little app that I'm using. It's called Notion. And I'm using that to kind of make notes of my videos. So I have video ideas that I haven't even recorded yet, but I put them all down in Notion as video topic ideas. And under each of those topics, what I do is I put up a title. Then I have a small section for script, and the script may be very simple. It may just be 1 or 2 lines, brief high points, bullet points of what I want to talk about in that video. This, that. But right under all of that, what I also put is video tags. Right? What video tags will work? Would I put for this video? On top of that video tags, I pick a topic, and I say this is the topic I want to put. Right? And there's 2 things. I put my topic in 2 levels. The first level is just an idea. The thought of the video comes to mind. So I put that down. So I know what idea the topic is about. But before I sit down to record that video, I take that topic that I have in mind. I go in the TubeBuddy. I research that topic, see how it will rank, right? And maybe I'll share my screen later on and walk you guys through how I do that in TubeBuddy. But the whole process for me in TubeBuddy is to look at the weighted average of for my channel for that particular topic to see if the video is even worth it in the first place, right? And if the video is worth it, what topic, what title should I give it that will bring in that views, right? Because TubeBuddy will tell you the search volume for that title, as well as how that channel will rank or rate for your kind of channel, right? And it's not always 100%, but at least it gives you a starting point to work on with, right? Towards your SEO. So as part of that process, I think SEO is very important to be able to succeed, but you need to be able to start thinking about SEO at the very inception of the video concept and not at the end of it when you're about to upload.
Very well said. Very well said. Right. Yeah, nice point about the TubeBuddy. I think earlier on before the video started, I'm like, yeah, it should just be a TubeBuddy session because TubeBuddy should have its own show. It's as complex as it gets when you are using it for serious research and all that. But then again, I don't want people to believe that they need TubeBuddy to be successful. If you understand the basics, there's a lot you can get away with. It might take you a little bit more time to type in those tags but you could there's a lot of research you can do without actually using TubeBuddy. But the good thing is that you
can actually do a lot of research without TubeBuddy, even on YouTube itself, right? There is a lot of research you can do just on YouTube without even needing TubeBuddy. All you do is go on YouTube, head to the search bar, start typing in the topic you have. You would see YouTube making suggestions of topics for you. And those topics are usually based on YouTube search data. Right? And those alone can help you. And it's easier than going through TubeBuddy.
Right. And it's easier if you go with an incognito tab. So it's not pulling from your previous data. You open a new incognito Chrome tab, then it's neutral, so you know what's actually being pulled. Same with TubeBuddy research. If you're doing TubeBuddy research, it's better to do it on on an incognito tab. Otherwise, it's going to base it based on your previous searches. One other thing I wanted to add is that think about this. Everything you say in your video is actually transcribed. So even if you don't go and put in the transcription for your video, YouTube converts your video into text. Okay. So if your video is about chickens, make sure that you find a way to mention the word chickens as many times as possible in the introduction of the video, and find skillful ways of repeating it. And it's going to be very rich in the text, and that will make it rank very high if somebody's searching for something about chickens. So take note of that. Whatever you want the video to be found for, say it plenty of times.
Yep. It's very important because whatever we say is in there. And I know you mentioned my tip of using the title in the description at first. That's one of the reasons why I do that, right? The reason why I do that is even in the video that I don't go through TubeSbuddy or even vidIQ to do my SEO, I can pick any title, right? Pick any title that you want. But if you do that, you still have to optimize it, right? So you have to optimize it so that if that's the title you are going with, it can be found. And some of the ways to be found for that video to be found is keywords. So the words in your title ends up being your keywords, right? And the keywords are coming from a bunch of places. You guys talked about the hashtags. You talked about the title. Your description also one. The first three lines of your description is very important. So what I do is that I take my title, put it in there as the first line, put a full stop or whatever it is, and then I write my description after that. Because the more times that you can repeat the words in your title, in your description, the better the chances are that your video will rank, because you have that keywords repeated multiple times in different places. And so repeating that keywords as well as you're talking, it's also another good way, because then you have those keywords showing up in multiple ways for the search engine to pick up.
That's a good tip, man. That's a good tip.
Okay. I have another tip here. Okay, so before then, question to you guys: do you guys go ahead and add your own CC to your videos?
No.
I don't.
Okay, I'm going to show you.
Doing it.
I'm going to show you a way to do it. It takes about 3 clicks, and your video is officially CC'd.
Yep, I started doing it when you showed me that trick. I never used to, but since you showed me that trick, I started doing it.
Sure. So pretty much what you do is you go to any of your videos, right? Let me see here. I just want to make sure I'm not showing editor.
You know what I was going to say?
What?
You got to make sure you're not showing all that stuff you don't want anybody else to see.
Exactly. Well, I already showed this video already. So yeah. So what you do is, share screen. I'm not sharing the screen. Share screen. Let's go in. All right, share. All right, so I'm sharing this screen right here. So you go to your video editor, right? Details, and then you go to editor, right? And then when you get to the editor, go to subtitles. Okay. Now when you come here, oh wow, Hindi. I have a lot of people watching in Hindi. Okay, so here you duplicate and edit. So once you click this is what YouTube generated from me talking. Okay. Now you can read this and fix everything or anything, but at the same time, you can just change one thing. I'm going to change this to uppercase SNDL. That's it. And then when I hit publish, okay, let me go here. I'm gonna go to your channel, and I'll scroll down here, and all of a sudden, look, this video has CC. The others don't have CC. I changed one thing. All you can even just add a period. Once you add a period, YouTube says you have read through this text and this video is officially CC
captioned.
And if people who cannot hear or stuff, they get priority. The video gets priority. Especially some people actually pick that as a preference in YouTube. When they are watching videos, let's say early morning when they are on the party and they are watching different videos. They don't want the sound on and they just want to read. Once they turn on the captions, your video that has CC now becomes priority, so you get more audience that way. So you don't have to change everything. And for some reason, a lot of people around here struggle to understand me, but YouTube actually understands me very well, and they hardly get anything wrong. So I just glanced through, I changed one or two things, and then boom, that's it. Yeah.
I have a question. So this is basically to have the closed caption or whatever, right? The subtitles.
Yeah, no, this is it's like certified. People can always turn on the subtitles and YouTube will give them what they thought they made. But if you are searching for a video specifically with CC and you don't have the CC on your video will be omitted from that search result.
Okay, so my question is, does YouTube transcribes everything I'm saying, right?
Everything.
Let's say it's a 10-minute video and I have parts where I don't talk. Mm-hmm. Does it skip those parts? And then when I start talking, is it going to be in line?
Yep, it's going to be in line.
Wow. Because I actually looked into this before, because I have, most of my people are English speaking, but there are some, there are always some people out there who don't speak English, that's not their first language, and then just have it written down would be helpful. And I looked into it on the YouTube page, and it gave me these directions of how to do it. And I'm like, there is no way. It seemed so complicated, like as if you're supposed to type up what you're saying. And it was just, I'm like, I guess that's not going to happen. It wasn't anything simple like this. So this is really cool.
Yeah, I actually learned to do it in Premiere Pro, and it took so much time. It took like an extra hour to add closed captions in Premiere Pro. I'm like, this is hard work. And then
in the next edition of Premiere Pro, you can do that in 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds, I heard.
I'm previewing it now. So.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah. Nice. You always have the links ahead of everyone else.
It's coming up soon. It's been worked into the editing flow. So if you're a member of the Premiere Pro beta testers, you get it now. It's been out for the last 2-3 months, and I've been playing around with it. It basically does the same way that YouTube is doing it. It just takes your word and does it, but the way Premiere does it is that it gives you a new kind of track with your subtitles on it, and you can actually go through and edit them. What if there's a spelling mistake or you got it right wrong, you can edit it right in there and export it as part of your video as well.
Nice.
Very soon it will be out, hopefully, to everybody.
Yeah. So this closed caption thing, there's a YouTuber, I forgot her name. Way back, she said she did that to all her videos, and then she showed the graph, just overnight, within 4 or 5 days, you could see the spike in every single one of them. And I don't know if it's because of her niche or whatnot, but it just proved that it does something. The CC does something. Yeah. Talking about that, I need to go and do it to the rest of my videos.
Okay.
Yep, I gotta go back to some of the videos that I never did and start working on that.
Do everything, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Funny.
So yes. So next week, I think we already have the topic for next week. I'm not ending this yet, but I'm just bringing up next week so we start thinking about it. Mariana made this suggestion earlier. Next week we're gonna concentrate on analytics. How to read your analytics. And know when people are falling off and what to do. And I think that should be a completely different video, different live on its own. So Yeah. Yep. So another question I have for you guys is, when you are searching for a video, like, how do you guys come up with tags? Because one thing I've realized is that sometimes they say you should have two groups of tags, like the general ones. Okay, let's say the general ones like photography, outdoors, music, right? That just helps the algorithm. It doesn't actually bring any search to your video. But a specific one, maybe you go underwater photography with a rock, or you make a long tag. But the interesting thing is, if you make your tag long enough, the number of people who search for that tag diminish, and then your tag is able to rank better. So if you just go with the big tags where everybody is at, you will struggle competing with everyone else. So having long tags in addition to some of your big tags is great. Like Paul, the video you just made, having haunted house there, you're competing with a lot of people, right? But if you put haunted house in Toronto as a single tag, no space, you will be surprised.
I gotta change it.
That if you can add that to it. You understand? You can add that to the haunted house. You'll be surprised if somebody's searching haunted house in Toronto. You're probably competing with 10 other videos. So the chance of being seen is a lot more than just the general haunted house.
Yeah, it's a good tip, man. I'm gonna do it.
Yep.
Well, I would agree with that, but I think you're basically mentioning three groups, not really two. But I've seen a video a long time ago on this, and they were saying the same thing, that you're going to have your very general, very short tags, cooking, and then you're going to have those tags that are a little bit more specific, cooking seafood, or cooking seafood for dinner, or seafood for breakfast, or something weird, whatever it is, right? And you want to explore it as much as you can, and then you're going to have your long tags that's similar to your title, that people might be typing into Google, how to cook seafood for breakfast, or some weird stuff, right? So and then to me, like I said earlier, YouTube is a lot of the same thing as Instagram in a lot of ways. So with Instagram, I have worked so hard, about the same amount of time that I have worked with YouTube, and I'm like almost 22,000 followers. It was a lot of hard work. And hashtags are so important, almost more. I mean, I guess not more than with YouTube, because you also have the description, the caption that you write under your picture. So that works the same as the description of the video. And but people will read that and respond to that, right? But your hashtags, you have to be really good at it. And there's no TubeBuddy to tell you, or no program or anything that will tell you what hashtag will be better. So you have to be really creative. So you have to sit there and think of anything relating to that picture or to that content. And on Instagram, what you do have is that when you look up the hashtag, it will tell you how many posts are using that hashtag. So if it's like 5 million people, then you don't want to use it. Same thing for YouTube. You're going to put the hashtag cooking. It almost doesn't help, because you're going to have millions of videos. Yours is going to be buried, right? Might as well put the cooking in the description, I think. So you want to use, like in Instagram, you want to use those hashtags that are like 10,000 to 80,000, for example, with the post. Those are going to be more specific, but there are enough searches for them, and then people will find you. So for YouTube, if somebody doesn't have TubeBuddy, or they don't have any of these programs, apps that help you out, that's fine, because I haven't used TubeBuddy until like the last few months, and I did everything on my own on YouTube and everything. Not saying I'm all great, but it worked, and you just want to get creative, and you just want to think about all kinds of different things that relate to your video, and that's it, I think.
Yeah, and that's the key thing, right? It's okay to use TubeBuddy, vidIQ, and stuff to help you with your SEO and the keywords and stuff. But most of that stuff, if you really think about it, is just common knowledge, common sense kind of stuff, right? The same tip that I gave you guys, where I put my title in my description. One of the keywords I also put is my title. I put the entire title as one of my keywords in some of my videos, just because people are searching, right? But after putting all my short, keyword or tags and stuff like that, the next tags that I go to is just basically thinking out to myself that if I'm looking for a video on this topic, what would I be typing out to search for it, right? And adding that, so you have what I think 500 characters or so to use in your tags. Try to use it all if you can, right? So if I put my video title is that long and I put it in there, I know it's not going to use up all my 500, but it's going to help because all the keywords or that I use for that title is in that title, and I'm putting that there in my description and in my tags as well. And then after that, I put all the basic tags that are related to the video. But I also think about it that if I am the one on YouTube searching for this video, what are some of the phrases that I will use to search for that video? And I will add them in there as tags as well.
Yeah. Very nice, very nice. And one other thing I read somewhere, it's weird, but it makes a little bit of sense. So when you are putting the tags, right? Some words, if you find a word that is generally spelled wrong or written, in a wrong way, include the wrong spelling as well. It's because that's how some people are going to search that, include that as a tag as well. And so sometimes omit one letter at the end, and they type that thing in and somehow they don't put that in, you'll be like one of two results that will show up within that tag. So tricks, man, tricks.
Like
yep. Yeah,
because people spell abandon with like 3 N's.
Exactly. See, there you go. Yep. Cool. All right. Any other tips as we are closing off the SEO section? Next week is going to be analytics.
Well, I would add. I would add a couple of things just quickly. It's not necessarily SEO, but since we're covering things that you should be doing when you're uploading your video, right? We talked about thumbnails last week. So now we cover title, description, and tags. There are a few more things you can do to help your channel, not necessarily that video. So one is cards. You could put in 4 cards per video. What I like to do, a lot of people click away within the first 30 seconds. In fact, actually, YouTube has a settings when you look in analytics, which we'll talk about next week. It tells you how much percentage of your viewers are there at the 30-second mark. And a lot of my videos go like that, because people will find your video and they realize, oh, I don't really like this, but you put in a card for another video. It's like a little tip, like, hey, check out this video. I do it after like 5 or 10 seconds, something similar to that video, since they searched for it. So maybe they're thinking in their head, like, should I watch? Should I not? Oh, maybe I'll check that one out. And then you have your chance to keep those people in your video. So you could watch your video and you could decide if you think there are like boring parts, because I'm sure we all find all these problems with our own videos, afterwards. You could put cards in there. I ended up doing most of them in the first half of the video, because if somebody has made it through the half, they're probably going to watch it, because mine just kind of, just like a nice little hillside, going down. So this way you have 4 chances to keep somebody on your channel. If they want to click away, they might like you, just not really that video. So that's one thing. And the other is your end screen. You have to use it. You watch a video, And then you're like, okay, that's cool. And then it says coming up next. And then it's somebody else's video. Why would you do that? You could put up your subscription, subscribe now. And then you could put up 3 more elements. You could put up playlist or videos. So what I found that seems to work, I've researched this, it seems to work better for everybody, and I agree with it. Instead of putting up a video myself, I put up one that YouTube will choose, best for viewer.
Best for viewer.
So YouTube knows everything you watch. I mean, they know everything about you. Everything knows everything about you nowadays, right? So YouTube knows that what kind of videos you like. And if you made it through the end of the video, I have cooking videos. And if you watch cooking channels, I guarantee you it's going to pop up one of my cooking videos. And then you can choose maybe another video that's kind of similar to the one they just watched, because if they made it to the end, they probably liked it. And then they might like the next one. And then I was told by Think Media, Sean Cannell is how you say his name. I watch a lot of his videos. He said, and I haven't tested it out myself, but he said, if one of the elements you put up, if it's a playlist, then the next video coming up will be chosen from your playlist. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it could be chosen from somebody else, and you don't want that. So I usually put up my subscription, 2 videos, one best for viewer, one I choose that's similar, and then a playlist that's similar to that. And then you hope for the best. So I think this takes just 10 seconds, but you might as well do it when you upload your video. Just click these things off, and then you have a better chance in growing your channel overall.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Any final words, Evans?
And I just wanted to add that don't forget that the end screen, you can also design your own custom end screens in Canva and stuff, and make it fancy. I've been playing around with mine from time to time. Play around with it, make it catchy, let it grab the viewer's attention, right? The plain, boring old ones that we used to do, yeah, it's fun, but adding a little bit of effort into it will make people know that you're putting a little extra effort there, and sometimes it gets the people attracted to it. It could just be a plain, colored background that you put in there at the end, but just add a little bit extra to it to make it more unique in your own way.
Yes, I agree with that. And one other reason for the having your own end screen is that you see those sometimes my video is really short. Sometimes I have a 3 or 5 minute video, and I don't want the end screen to come and eat into the last couple of seconds of the video. I want them to actually see me and hear what I have to say, and that's where I also ask people to subscribe again. So I do like that when you add your own end screen, then it extends the video by whatever you added. That way they will hear all that you have to say, and then the end screen can come on and do its own thing. Yeah.
Yep. And for the monetized channels, that to be able to put a mid-roll ad on a monetized video, it has to be at least 8 minutes, right? So sometimes I have a video and I realize that I need a couple of seconds to make it 8 minutes. Having that end screen there with a 20-second kind of added extra could give you that 8 minutes to have what we call mid-roll ad in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I don't like watching videos with mid-roll ads, but I put it on mine.
If you like it, you will find something else to do while it's playing.
Yeah. Right. And the funny thing is, people turn on your video sometimes and they are listening to stuff, so they it just plays the ads. Yeah. And I used to hate the ads asking for YouTube Premium all the time. Yeah, but then I learned something, and it's like in the finance, well, I don't know, it could be other sections too. There are a lot of people who watch. If people watch your video and they have YouTube Premium, you get paid.
Yeah, I get a few littles here and there.
It's small,
well.
It's small,
but
it's like, you know, they don't need to sit through any ad. And then, you know, so it's like the more people that get on premium, all you have to do is make videos. You don't have to worry about people actually watching your ads or clicking next or whatever. Yeah.
I have a question. What you guys were talking about, you know how you said that to put the tags in the description, put 3 of them. So I started doing it while we were talking. So I have a question. You know how on YouTube, your tags don't have to be like on Instagram where everything is squeezed together. You could actually have a phrase with the space and everything. Is that how you write it, or you write everything together?
I think it's together.
Everything together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you
same as Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I did it in the description. I'm like, I'm sure I can't go wrong with that, because I figured if it's a space like on Instagram, it will no longer.
It will no longer. No.
The tag.
Yeah. And
okay,
I mean,
I did 2 videos. So, and I
right.
changed the title and everything. And last time I changed the thumbnails into yellow and green, and the yellow was horrible. And I was like, I thought that's the prettiest yellow there is, but whatever. So everything I'm learning here, you know, I'm updating and using it. So this is really cool stuff.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. And just like Instagram, I'm sure you know more about Instagram than any of us here, but you know, it's the same. If you are writing a phrase, start each one with uppercase, and then you'll be good. Yeah.
What do you mean uppercase?
Like if you are writing like a phrase, like, you know, eating.
No, you need the hashtag thingy.
Yes.
In front of it. That's it.
Well, yeah, but then if you start each one with an uppercase, it's easier to read. Like
but people don't really read the hashtag. Actually, a lot of people hide them because it's not for the people. It's for Instagram. A lot of people actually put it in their comments, because once somebody comments, then that first comment kind of disappears. A lot of people do it how I do it, is that you have your description, you know, the things you write, and then you go ... all the way down.
Oh, you're talking about Instagram. Yeah, I'm back to talking about YouTube. My bad. Yeah, so just so if somebody wants to look at it and click on it, but it's really long and it's all lowercase and there's no space, it's hard to read, right? But then if you start,
right?
Yes, for the 3.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you start each one with uppercase, and it's easier to read it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Next week we're gonna come back with analytics, and hopefully we're a little more prepared. But you know, the good thing is that we all chip in, so you know, it's great. So either way, we'll be fine. All right, thank you guys for watching. We'll see everybody next week, same time. It's 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right,
like this video.
Like this video, subscribe to everyone that's on here.
Do all the stuff we YouTubers tell you to do.
Yes.
Exactly. Paul has his whole link there, so you don't even have to guess. You know, just type in exactly what you see. Mariana, that's her name over there, and Evans Evermore Media, the only Evermore Media on YouTube.
Yes, so there's quite a few of them out there, and I kick them all out.
You kick them all out.
Now they don't rank anymore. Type in Evermore, I come up first. You know.
There you go. That's good. That's good. All right. Peace.